you are much less likely to put up with verbal abuse from other people or criticism or people just simply not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated because you are no longer trying to get that from outside of you. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to my podcast if you're listening on there. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michaela. I'm a hypnotherapist and spiritual mentor, and I am very passionate about sharing what's going on in my own personal healing and awakening journey to hopefully help you feel a little bit less alone on yours and provide you with strategies and insights that can help you to feel freer, move forward, feel more empowered on your journey. So today I'm going to be answering a question that was sent in by email from one of my subscribers. I just felt like this was an amazing question, and I'm going to provide my own personal opinion, my insights, but I would also love to know how you would handle this situation in the comments. So the question is, could you please share your thoughts and strategies on how to handle situations when those closest to us, our family and friends, demotivate and discourage us? Specifically, how should we respond when they say mean or hurtful things, often under the guise of joking? Dealing with negative comments from loved ones can be particularly challenging, and I would love to hear your advice on maintaining a positive outlook and protecting our mental well-being in such situations. So, I think what's really challenging is when we are dealing with friends and family that we've had pretty much our entire lives, it can feel really challenging to stand in your power. And I think that's because as a child, we are simply trying to survive in the world. We want acceptance from the world around us. We want our family to love us, and we want our peers at school to accept us. So instead of speaking our truth and learning how to stand up for ourselves, we learn how to just kind of get by. We learn to maybe swallow what we truly want to say in order to avoid conflict. And I think I don't identify as a people pleaser anymore, but I have in the past felt that I was a people pleaser. And it's all just from this place of really wanting to just get along, wanting to feel connected, wanting to feel like you fit in. And that's a really valid need. But I think when you find yourself around people like this, where you feel discouraged and demotivated, you have to understand that you can either make the choice to make those other people around you comfortable by holding back what you want to say, or you can make the choice to stand up for your inner child, to stand up for that part of you who felt discouraged constantly, who never felt good enough, who never felt accepted, and speak your truth and be that strong parent or protector that you needed growing up that you never had. And I know that that can be challenging because it feels really scary to stir the pot. It feels really scary to potentially have people mad at you or not like you. But it's so important to begin prioritizing taking care of yourself, liking yourself, valuing who you are, standing up for yourself versus keeping other people comfortable. And so I think the way that you can get comfortable with doing that is really starting to form a relationship with yourself. This is what I say in all of my videos, but I literally just think it's the answer to everything, because when you have a relationship with yourself, you are much less likely to put up with verbal abuse from other people or criticism or people just simply not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, because you are no longer trying to get that from outside of you. So I would say the first step is creating that relationship with yourself. What is it that you need to hear in order to feel motivated in your life? What is it that you need to hear in order to feel supported, in order to feel cared for? Start providing that to yourself. Start speaking to yourself in that way. For me, speaking to myself in the mirror has been a very powerful way to cultivate a relationship with myself. What that's going to do when you're around people who do not support you, it's going to make your tolerance a lot less high for people to be a negative influence in your life. When you have a gaping hole of feeling disconnected from yourself and disconnected from others, we will kind of tolerate any connection we can get because we feel like we really need it. But when we fill that hole with a relationship with ourselves and with affirming to ourselves, I'm doing a good job, I'm on the right path, I can trust myself, that's what gives you the strength and the safety to begin to be able to stand up for yourself in those situations. So this could look like when someone makes a joke that is just cruel and not funny, really saying, hey, I know that you thought that that joke was funny, but to me it was actually hurtful. And I would really appreciate if you no longer made jokes like that around me. I want to feel supported and encouraged by the people in my life. And when you make jokes like that, it makes me feel really unsupported. And just witness how they respond when you set a boundary like that. You don't need to be attacking. You don't need to belittle them. Just say, hey, this is not acceptable to me. Maybe that person will say, oh, it was just a joke. And then you can really check in. Well, even though it might have felt like a joke to you, I'm telling you that that was not funny to me and it was hurtful. And I feel like maybe there's an underlying theme of you not supporting me by making that joke. And I think it would be really different if I actually felt supported by you. But to make a joke like that when I already don't feel supported by you makes me feel like I don't really want to be in this friendship or in this relationship with you. Makes me feel like it's really hard for me to be around you. And I think just speaking your truth from that place of trusting how you feel, because you have that relationship with yourself enough to not dismiss how you feel, is going to lead you to likely lose relationships with people in your life, but you will be losing relationships with people who are unable to respect you. If it's a relationship that you're meant to have in your life, when you communicate a boundary with clarity and confidence, that person will be able to respect your boundary. And if they can't, then again, it's a sign that they are just not meant to be in your life. And this is particularly hard with loved ones. And I know that sometimes with the people that we are related to or people that we kind of feel like we have to be around, we are also more likely to put up with less than we deserve. But I would challenge you in the midst of your healing to value how you feel before you value relationships with other people. It can feel isolating to do that, but constantly putting yourself in situations where you feel less than, where you feel undervalued, is not supportive when you're trying to build up a healthy relationship with yourself. And I've learned this from personal experience that sometimes you truly have to sever ties with people for prolonged periods, even if they're relatives, even if they're close friends, because that person is actively re-traumatizing you, actively holding you back from believing in yourself. You may be able to rekindle a relationship with that person once you get stronger in your relationship with yourself, once you feel like you're at a new level of healing. But when you're in the midst of it and you're doing shadow work and trauma healing, it's really important to create a cocoon for yourself. I think the biggest message in all of this is to trust how you feel and to communicate with clarity. Just because someone's making a joke, it's only funny if you feel that the connection with that person is already strong. If you know at the end of the day they support you and they're just making a joke and it's just funny, that's very different than somebody who already has not been very supportive with you. Maybe you aren't really that connected to them and they make a joke about something that is very sensitive for you. Stand up for yourself, trust how you feel, and trust that that is not appropriate. It's not appropriate, and if you communicate that it doesn't feel right from that place of certainty and clarity and they respond well, then your relationship can grow. And it is important to create room for your relationships to grow in that way when you set boundaries, because sometimes if that person doesn't know they were hurting you, then it could make space for you to get closer and feel even more stable. But if that person doesn't respect your boundaries and tries to gaslight you or talk you out of it, again, that is a sign of a relationship that is not going to be supportive during your healing journey and someone that I personally would remove from my life during this stage. So I hope you found this answer helpful. And if anyone else has any advice, please leave it in the comments. Or if you have any more questions, I really, truly love answering questions like this. So please feel free to either comment them below or email them to me. And I will see you guys in the next video.